Welcome back to algebravideos.com. Here we have an equation with an x and a whole bunch of other numbers. And we want to, whenever we see an equation like this, we want to get x by itself. So we've got an x with a whole bunch of other numbers over here. So our job is going to be to move numbers around until we have x by itself. First thing I want to do is simplify. And I look inside these parentheses here, and we want to do parentheses first because they come before anything else in order of operations. There's nothing else to simplify inside the parentheses, x plus 1. There's nothing to do there, but at least I looked and checked. And the next step is to just multiply through. So I'm going to multiply this number 4 right here all the way through this parenthesis term. So let's try that. 4 times x is 4x. And then 4 times a positive 1 becomes plus 4. 4 times 1 is 4. And so that is our multiply through. So we did it. 4 times x plus 1 is the same as 4x plus 4. And now this plus 4 term, I'm just going to rewrite it. No change, just bringing it down. And that equals, on the right side, 24. And I'm just going to rewrite that with no change. What's next? Go back to the left side and try to simplify it. I don't see any other x terms except this 4x. But I do see two numbers here, two constants, if you will, that can be combined in just one term. I see plus 4 and plus 4. That's the same as plus 8. So why not just combine the 4 and the 4 into an 8? I'm going to rewrite the 4x. Not changing that term. That's the 4x right here. And then I'm going to say, I could just rewrite plus 4, but plus 4 is the same as plus 8. So that's what I'm going to write there. And that is equal to, on the right side, 24. Just rewriting this 24 over here. Bringing it right. We're getting closer. We have 4x plus 8 equals 24. So I'd like to get rid of this 8 on the left side. So how do I do that? I've got an 8 that I don't want, so I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. So here we go. I'm just going to show it in green so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put in a minus 8 from the left side, and I have to do the same thing to the right side. Because anything you do to one side, you have to do to the other. You can add something, you can subtract something, you can multiply something, you can divide something, as long as you do the same thing to both sides of the equation. The plus 8 and the minus 8 are going to cancel out to 0. So let's see what happens. First, I'm going to rewrite the 4x term. So here it goes. 4x. And then plus 8 minus 8. Well, that simplifies to 0, right? So you could say that's plus 0 or minus 0. Either way, it doesn't matter. The 8 minus 8 cancels out. And then 24 minus 8 on the right side is 16. So 4x plus 0 equals 16. So let me rewrite that down here. 4x, and we can leave off the 0, right? We'll just say 4x equals 16. How can I get rid of the 4? We're almost there. I just want to get rid of this 4 over here. I'm going to divide both sides of this equation by 4. I can do anything I want to both sides of the equation as long as I do the same thing to both sides of the equation, right? So 4x divided by 4 is going to just simplify to be 1x, because this term right here, 4 over 4, that simplifies to be just 1. I'm going to write it out here to the side. 1. And then the x stays the same, so I'm just going to rewrite it. And that equals, on the right side, 16 divided by 4. What is 16 divided by 4? 4. And 1x is really just x, right? We don't need to say 1x, we could just say x. So x equals 4. And that is our solution. So I'm going to put a rectangle around it. That is the answer. That's all we have to do. But if we want to check our work and make absolutely sure that we got the right answer and didn't make a mistake, then we want to plug our x equals 4, back into the original problem. So there's the original problem. And what we'll do is we'll take our 4 and we'll plug it in wherever there's an x. So in this case, we only have one location where there's an x, one x in the equation. So we'll plug it in right there, write everything out, and see if we got the right answer. If we got the same number on both sides, our equation holds true, right? So let's do that. I'm going to rewrite a 4, and then the parentheses, x, and we're plugging in 4 for our x, because that was our answer, plus 1, and then close parentheses, plus 4 equals 24. Now simplifying on the left side, of course we're going to do what's in the parentheses first, because that's the order of operations. So I'll just rewrite this first 4, and then in the parentheses, that term, 4 plus 1, that simplifies to be a 5. So that's what's going to go inside the parentheses. And then plus 4, I'm just rewriting the rest of the equation without any changes. And 24 on the right side. Okay, let's go back to the left side and do our multiplication and division first here. So we have 4 times 5. That multiplies out to be 20. 4 times 5 is 20. And the rest of the equation I'm just going to rewrite. No changes. The plus 4 equals, and then on the right side I'm going to bring down the 24. And now finally we'll combine the 20 and the 4. So that's 24. And on the right side I'm going to bring down the 24. Okay, so 24 equals 24. That means we got two numbers that equal each other when we did this equation, and that means that our equation held true when we plugged in the solution of x equals 4. And that means we got the right answer, x equals 4. So I'm going to give us an A+.
Thumbs up and subscribe. For more videos like this, check out algebravideos.com.